Hello, all you hardcores out there. How you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. Today we're joined by Dale from Wolverhampton. How you doing, Dale?
Good to be back, my friend. I'm very good. How are you?
I'm all right. Is this the old Big Dale comeback?
Well, I have to say, but obviously we've been talking a lot this week. There's a lot that I want to get off my chest. Me and you are getting proper revved up on Sunday, reading all the shit online.
Not good, is it, Dale, at the moment?
Nah, it's a total mess, really. There's been a couple of decent fights over in America this year, but in terms of the UK scene, what have we really had? Not really had much to get our teeth into, have we?
No, we haven't, mate. Backing up a little bit, then, Dale. What do you think to the old Fury and Ngannou carry on? What's your take on it all?
I probably got a little bit carried away on fight night, to be honest. As probably did most people, but on reflection, Fury won the fight. I think he won the fight. I think he limped over the line. You know, it's a 10-round fight. He got put down in a round, so that's a 10-8 round. He definitely lost round 8. And I think you can probably make a case that Ngannou won another round. So I think you're looking at 7-3 with a knockdown. So 96, 94, 96, 93 to Fury on my card, actually. 96, 93. So yeah, I think Fury won the fight. All this talk of Fury disgraced boxing and what have you, you know, with his in-ring performance. I think I've took some time to think about it this week, and what I would say is that boxing is quite unique in comparison to other sports.
What's that vibrating noise? Is it your end or mine? It's like a little...
Oh, I've got the tumble dryer on, so let me just shut the door. Is it gone now?
Yeah.
There we go, it's my tumble dryer.
Still hear it, Dale. Have you ever been on a big job?
So I think for me really, yeah, boxing's unique in comparison to other sports. If Manchester City turn in a stinker like they did against us in the league the other week, they play 7 days later, they can rectify that. Everybody forgets it. A tennis player gets knocked out of a tournament. There's another tour tournament coming up the next week. Same with snooker, same with golf. They have the chance to put things right less than a week later in most cases. And with it being an individual sport, you're scrutinised on everything. Tyson Fury's not going to fight now for probably another 4 or 5 months, so he's not got the opportunity to put that right. All people will have in their mind is how poor he was last night, so they'll just be writing him off again. Look, I've never bought into this Fury hype anyway of him being a generational great and all this. I think he's been fortunate to be probably the best of a bad bunch. He won't beat Usyk.
Yeah, I can still hear that noise, Dale, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So unplug it, or else we'll get Big Meats to come and fill you in. 2 seconds. Well, there's no eating on in here now, because sometimes when you've got eating on and all that, it just distorts everything, doesn't it? It's either that or we don't know what we're doing. What did you think to the actual performance of Tyson against Ngannou, Dale? What do you think?
I mean, it's very flat-footed. It was quite poor. He didn't really seem to have the confidence to put his foot on the gas. So that tells me he's probably not trained right for starters. And I think when he was put down in the 3rd round, I think he was scrambled, and I think he just thought at that point, just get through the fight, just try and win. But if you want to really start to scrutinise Tyson Fury, I think you can look at his whole career. I tweeted it out the other day. Beat by John McDermott early in his career. That's the general consensus. Punched himself in the face. Dropped by Nevin Pajkic. booed against Safety Pin Johnson in Belfast because it was that much of a stinker of a performance. Dropped by Cunningham, failed the PEDS test, fought Christian Hammer, failed again for PEDS, fought on his bike against Vladimir, out for 2 years after cancelling the rematch with Vladimir, leaving thousands of fans out of pocket. Sefer in a circus, Pianetta in a stinker, got twice by Wilder, Tom Schwartz, which was just embarrassing. Life and Death with Otto Wally, beat Wilder well, but we still don't know how good Wilder is. Faked COVID, Wilder in a life and death and dropped again twice. Then White and Chisora, who couldn't even beat Fabio Wardler. Then a UFC novice dropped him. So that's not an all-time great, is it?
Yeah, it's not that brilliant, is it? You think?
Like I said, I've never really bought into this Tyson Fury hype anyway. I don't think he beats Usyk at all. He's never really been a big puncher anyway, Tyson, to be honest. So I just can't really see how he's going to beat Usyk. Can't see it.
Yeah. Will they get rid of Sugar Hill? Yes or no?
Difficult because I think Sugar Hill's done a lot for Tyson. I think obviously after coming after the Otto Walling defeat, after the Otto Walling win, we all know that behind the scenes John Fury was probably pulling the strings there, got rid of them all. We've all seen
it's still distorted, Dale. It's still distorted a little bit. That them cables. I don't know what's going on, mate. But it's not mine. So all these are plugged in, and none of them are kinked.
Wires. Earphones. Let me just flick out these. You go off on a bit of a rant about John Fury, and I'll come back to you in a second.
Right, John Fury in the ring or on the hard road. Pop, pop, bang. Hey, my fan, ever watching me from the moon. Be real, people. Be real. 200-kilo deadlifts every morning. We make cock end. Hey, how would we cope with John Fury with his 200-kilo deadlifts in the morning? With his Corey, hey? How would we cope without him running up mountains before his pan of stew on the hot fire? I don't know. I wonder what Saudis thought of Big John, eh? I was surprised that Big John wasn't running around with his freebets.com t-shirt and hat. Big John, why weren't you running around in them gambling t-shirts that you wear to death in Manchester? We didn't see that same energy in Saudi for any gambling, did we? Or boozing, or tobacco sponsorship. Pop, pop, bang on that one. I love it. What happened to the old gambling situation? It all went a bit quiet, didn't it, Dale?
Freebets.com.
Yeah, that's better. Freebets.com, what happened to that?
Embarrassing. I mean, this John Fury scenario, he keeps going to Instagram and saying, yeah, I want my 200 grand from KSI. But the bet was that Tommy Fury would stop him, so he owes KSI money.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know where Big John's coming from with that. Is he trying to use intimidation tactics to collect that 200 large?
It just reeks of desperation, really. I mean, calling out Mike Tyson at a press conference is just damn right disrespectful, to be honest. Look at what they've both achieved in the game. Running riot at the YouTuber's press conference, kicking, stealing the limelight, ripping his shirt off, getting in Ngannou's face.
We're ripping his shirt off on that as well, because he'd had his back waxed, hadn't he, at that beauty spa thing. Did you see his back wax? He looked like a baby's bum, didn't it? I was impressed for John, because he's usually quite hairy on his back, isn't he? Last time I seen him, Last time I seen him with his shirt off, he looked like he had an hairy monkey on his back. And then I seen him there in Saudi, and he looked like Kojak his back, didn't he? Couldn't believe it. Pop, pop, bang on that one.
It was just like the Mitchell brothers, weren't it? Facing off with Ngannou. It was horrendous.
What is all that about? So Big John's got revved up, hasn't he? This 200 grand for KSI deal. Am I better off having a word with these horse racing people, and saying, listen, if John Fury keeps going on about this 200, is there any chance, Kevin, that you can pay it if John produces the footage of him and that £100,000 fight with the bare knuckle champion in '92? So if they could get that footage together, we could pay you that 200, John. I'll just get Kevin to pay it. You'll go mad, like, especially if you put footage up. But I know you haven't got no footage, John. There ain't no footage. There's none. In fact, 101 hard road, 100 knockouts. So with an Irish champion, that'd be 1-0. So what other 99? There ain't no footage whatsoever. If I had 200 grand, I'd bet you. I said, John, you're full of baloney. Name the guy. The Irish bare knuckle champion for 100 grand. You don't know his name? For all of you who want to see the article. Quote, John Fury, £100,000 bare knuckle fight. Sun newspaper, Wally Downs Jr. John, hang on a minute, I've got a thing. Hang on. We'll do it properly. We'll do it properly. We'll go old school. We'll go old school, Dave. John, could you tell us who it were? Who you fought in the bare knuckle, £100,000? For the life of me, I can't remember the man's name. Pop, pop, bang. Can't remember the man's name, Dave, 100 grand. I remember everybody's name who I've had a battle with, whether it was for Two Bob or a pot noodle in Nick. You remember the names, don't you? 100 grand. What's all that about, Dale?
It's all a pack of lies, isn't it? It's all a pack of lies. It's another Walter Mitty, isn't it?
Big Walt. Is Big Walt any worse than Big Malk?
Well, Eddie Hills has been running his mouth off again, isn't he?
What about his 6-0 career in pros or amateurs? Amateurs. Is he going to have a pro career, Hill?
Don't know.
This is the man who started calling Eddie Hearn Eddie Hills. This man's responsible. I'm going to give him his kudos now because he kept texting me, didn't you, Dale, for months? This is years ago. Going, yeah, what's Hills doing? I'm like, who's Hills? And then you went Eddie Hills, the Iceman, with his amateur record and his amateur card from Billericay. So we've called him that ever since, haven't we, Dale? Now.
I can't remember the last time you've actually called him Eddie Hearn. He's always been
I
Eddie
can't
Hills,
remember Eddie Hearn, Eddie Hills, or whatever. I can't remember him ever coming out and answering why they call him Eddie Hills, but he knows, don't you? Eddie Hills.
Well, a few things that he's been saying lately. He said he never ducked an interview. Well, he decided to swerve your billboard, didn't he?
Listen, ducked an interview, 3 billboards with stuff up in 6 years, Eddie Hills. And each one, I sent it personally to your WhatsApp and you swerved each one. So you're a messer, aren't you? You want it all on a plate. They want it all on a plate, all the questions. Nobody wants to ask any hard questions. It's like Furies. They didn't have that press conference because they didn't want to field questions about him getting dropped by a novice and about him having to pull out at Usyk fight. So they shut it down. But then 24 hours later, they still had to come out and say the same thing. Still got it to face, haven't you? Big Meech faced it all, didn't he, when Ruiz done him and Usyk, didn't he?
Well, they're trying to get Ngannou for Joshua now, isn't they?
He's going to fight Zhang, I've been told.
Not a chance. He ain't going nowhere near Zhang.
Oh, we'll see, won't we?
If he goes in with Zhang, Zhang will have him out there within 6 rounds.
All right, then who's they going to fight? Wilder. They've been making that fight for 8 years now, haven't they? It's never going to be made. Wilder's another Riddick Bowe, Lennox Lewis. In fact, Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe didn't go on that long, did they? As long
He won't
as
fight
Wilder
again this year.
Joshua. Eh?
Joshua won't fight in December.
Don't you think so?
No. And if he does, they're going to fill this 23rd December date that everybody seems to be fighting on, but nobody will end up fighting on that date. if he does end up fighting, it'll probably be on that date, and it's going to be against a complete knockover in it.
You reckon, yeah?
Well, we're only like what 6-7 weeks away from that. He's not even in camp. It's not going to be anyone like Zhang, is it?
No. Well, I don't know. I'm just saying, we're not saying this year, but I'm hearing that people are saying that Zhang and Ngannou's a good fight, and it keeps Eddie out of the equation because he's only got Wilder to go for, haven't they, if they can't get Ngannou.
They'll try and fight. They'll try and get Ngannou for Joshua, I think.
Well, if they don't, and he goes and Zhang fights him, you know, Bricktop's calling shots, don't we? Because what we've got now, we've got Eddie Hills here, and he's got Joshua and Johnny Fisher. Joshua with no belt, Johnny Fisher with a southern area. And then we've got Frank over here, Bricktop. He's got David Adelaide, Fabio Wardley, Tyson Fury, Daniel DeBar, Solomon Dacros, Joe Parker, Joe Joyce. He's got them all, hasn't he? Anthony Joshua. He's got them all. So if Frank can put Zhang in with Ngannou, it keeps Eddie out of the way. It leaves Eddie. Only fight that they can go for that's going to give them any credibility is Deontay Wilder. And if they wanted to fight Deontay Wilder, they would have fought him when Joshua were undefeated and it was fought undisputed. It was the biggest fight ever. If they didn't want it then, with all the kudos then, why would they want it now when he's lost 3 times and one of them has been put on bottom moon? They're not going to want to fight Wilder. Bricktop's going to push him into fighting Wilder, I think, by stopping his tap around him, stopping Ngannou. Dylan White's gone, aren't they? They'll stop Caballero fight. There'll be fights that they'll be blocking there. That's how I look at it anyway. You know, behind the scenes. This is why Eddie came out first. He's on back foot. He played his hand first. Oh, we're going to make Ngannou. Why do that? You're letting them know. You go about it quietly if you were bothered about doing it. All the big fights that Eddie's put on, that we go, wow, I didn't see that coming. They go about it quietly. When they shout up about it, it never happens. Have you noticed? Huh? Wilder. Didn't they make Wilder 17 April 2017 April when Vladimir for Joshua? They said Wilder's got winner. That's 7 years ago in April. When we get to Easter, it's 7 years.
He was on commentary for Sky.
They flew him over, paid him 50 grand, put him in Hilton, and put him on a business class plane. And him have a full fight week, didn't they, or 5 days? What happened? They didn't get it made because if Wilder does him, the Fury money's never there. But if Joshua does Ngannou, he's got a straight route to Fury. Any other route to Fury is hard for him. If you get a top 15 guy or even a top 20 guy, Joshua could get beat. But against Ngannou, they're going to get paid a lot more than they would fighting a top 15 guy or a top 20 guy. And he could get beat, but if he gets to Ngannou, he's done something Fury hadn't done. He beats him, especially if he stops him. And he's got a ticket, a road to Fury then. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's the quickest road. All roads lead to Tyson Fury now, Usyk. But he's been Usyk, lost twice. They've got to go for Fury now, and Joshua. So to get to Fury, he's got to go through choppy waters. And that means you guys ranked 15, 14, 13, Frank Sanchez, Anderson, all them guys, Joe Joyce, Zhang, they probably all beat him, don't they? But if it goes for Ngannou and does him, it cuts all that out, doesn't it? You see where I'm coming from, Dale? And that'll be why Eddie's screaming. Because on paper, it's the quickest route to the big money.
Yeah, he can slip in the back door with an Ngannou.
Yeah, but what you're going to get now is chess, not checkers. You're going to get Bricktop on Bob Arum. They're going to be like, no, we're going to block that. So that's what we've got now. Eddie's jumped in first. We're going to pay well. And they're going to come out and make their moves now. But they'll be a bit more discreet than Blabbermouth, won't they? That's how I looked at it. I used to see Dennis do scenarios like this all the time. I sit there and I think, I never thought of that. I never thought of that. And I never thought of that. Because when I first started up there, I'll be honest with you, I was just a fucking box rec matchmaker. Until you get to know ins and outs and realise that I won't be dead. Well, I thought I were. I thought I was sharper than Dennis on a lot of stuff. But when it come down to saying the right things on the phone and everything. He like glued it all together, Dennis. Whereas me, I'm a bit of I'm an egger, aren't I? I'd be like, oh God, look how he's done that. See where I'm coming from? The only way to get to Fury is to go through Ngannou. If they can't go that way, what's he going to do? He's going to have to fight somebody he's comfortable with fighting, all right. Joseph Parker, do you think Bricktop's going to let him go for him again? No. So who's he going to fight to get to Fury if it ain't Ngannou? You tell me.
No, I think they will go after Ngannou.
Yeah, but if they don't get him, how are they going to get to Fury? Because Fury's not going to throw him a bone, is he? How's Eddie going to get to Fury after one fight? Or is he going to hang on for it? Because Joshua doesn't really deserve Fury fight at the moment, does he?
No, but I think I'd look at it as I think that Usyk will beat Fury anyway, and if they've got a rematch deal, that pretty much puts them out of action for the whole of next year anyway.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Also, he's got an Ngannou rematch deal. He could take that Fury, you know. And another thing as well, Fury probably would take that. You know why? Because it gets him loads of money in his bank account, and Usyk 2 fights are already there, aren't they?
I think the thing with the Ngannou thing is, I think Fury would beat him comfortably next time. I just think it's that shock value. It's gone. He wouldn't take him lightly next time. I think he'd win again.
Well, I think that's the only way for Fury. Get the money coming in and stay out of harm's way, because let's have it right. He's not ready for Usyk yet. They need to marinate that another year and let Usyk get older and Fury get a bit better. So I think Ngannou is the best, safest fight for Fury because Usyk fights are signed. And I think the Ngannou is the safest fight for Joshua. So all roads lead to Ngannou, don't they? Because he's the guy that's the gatekeeper to Fury now, isn't it? Because he's just, people are saying he beat Fury or it's a split and all that. Ngannou's the money now to Fury. He knows that. He'll have looked at all them analytics that we've looked at the last 2 days and they'll be thinking, Ngannou, but how do I do it? How does he get to it? Because he's hated that much out there. He's upset that many people. He's going to need an ally, but he's upset that many. He's not going to get an ally, is he? Pissed everybody off. Be like me.
Well, he's been blackballed, isn't he?
Blackball, hasn't he? Yeah, blackball. They're not getting no favours for him. Joe G's got his feet in, hasn't he, in Saudi? He's not going to do him no favours. If Joe G's in Saudi, Bricktop's well, we know. They'll know what's going on, them two. And Bob Arum. You're not going to see any favours handed out Eddie Hills' way. I don't think so. I don't think so.
What was your thoughts on TalkSport being banned? Because I pretty much loved it, to be honest, because I'm not a fan of their output anyway, and I think Simon Jordan's overrated. This sit down and this podcast that he's doing. He had Carl Frampton on, didn't ask about MTK at all. He's never pushed Eddie Hills on his amateur background. He rimmed Billy Joe. Didn't even take him on about his CV because that's piss poor. And Frank Warren, when he had Frank Warren on as well, he's never pushed Frank Warren on accusations of not paying fighters.
Oh, Parsons or Coogan?
Simon Jordan.
Oh, Simon Jordan. Oh, yeah. None of them. Listen, all that media, all they are, they're not boxing media. They're in-house PR guys for their friends in boxing. Simon Jordan does a good job for Bricktop, doesn't he? He don't go after Bricktop, does he? He goes after Eddie, doesn't he? Eddie's flogged him 2-0 in the debates, hasn't he? All right? So, Jug Ears, he's going to be all things Joshua. Coogan's just going to be all things Eddie. And he'll let Umar be all things Bricktop, won't he? That's what these people are. That's what we're up against. They're in-house PR guys. That's how I look at it.
IFL are just horrendous. What I saw the other day was Frank Warren's reaction to Eddie Hearn's comments of the British Boxing Board of No Control's ruling of UCAD lifting the suspension. And this is what we're getting now, a video on someone's reaction to comments made from another person about a person's reaction to a governing body's ruling on a fighter. Is that journalism?
No. Want to go to part 2, kid?
Yeah.
See you on part 2. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Pop, pop, poppity pop.